All right, let me ask you a question that completely stumps even the smartest professionals I know. Why is it that a genuinely good salary still leaves you completely broke by the 28th of the month? Think about it. You earn steady income, you track your purchases, maybe you even use a fancy app. Yet, the money just vanishes. Are we actually in control of our capital, or are we just passively watching it walk out the door? Let's examine this paradox.
Welcome to The Explainer. Consider this your zero-based budget masterclass. Today, we're going to completely dismantle that broken financial mindset of yours. We'll be taking a brief but deep dive into a mathematical and psychological methodology designed to shift you from being a passive observer of your bank account to an active director of your wealth.
Here's our syllabus for this session. 1. The leftover money illusion. 2. The zero-based equation. 3. 4 steps to zero. 4. The behavioral shift. And finally, number 5, your implementation checklist.
Let's begin our breakdown right away with Section 1, the leftover money illusion.
So, there's this massive myth in personal finance, right? The idea that simply making more money is going to automatically cure your financial anxiety. It sounds totally logical, but here's the truth. Making more money does not fix a broken system. You can score promotions, pick up a weekend side hustle, whatever. But if your fundamental framework is flawed, your bank account's going to look exactly the same. Because an unassigned dollar, it's literally just sitting there waiting to become an impulsive 11 p.m. takeout order. Knowing where your money went is absolutely not the same as controlling where it goes.
To actually get that control back, we've got to look at the math. That brings us to Section 2, the zero-based equation.
Now, I know the term zero-based budgeting totally intimidates people. It sounds like you're supposed to spend everything until your checking account hits absolute zero. Let me be clear, that is terrible academic advice. Zero-based budgeting is simply a structured formula where every single dollar you earn is assigned a specific job before the month even begins. The equation is absolute. Income minus expenses equals zero. But that zero strictly means zero unassigned dollars. Every dollar gets a name. Every dollar gets a purpose.
Notice the huge paradigm shift we're making here. The traditional model treats your savings passively. It's basically just whatever happens to be left over at the end of the month. But contrast that with the zero-based approach. Savings gets paid first. It's treated as a non-negotiable bill, demanding the exact same urgency as your rent. You aren't just hoping to save anymore, you're demanding it from your own capital.
So how do we actually pull off this shift? Let's get into Section 3, 4 steps to zero. Let's dissect the methodology.
Here are the 4 absolute rules of the formula. Step 1, write down your total monthly income. That's your absolute ceiling. Step 2, list out all of your spending categories. And guys, I mean everything. Rent, groceries, and yes, those random, impulsive online buys. Because if you don't categorize them, your brain is just going to vent the number for you. Step 3, pay yourself first. Before any bill gets paid, your savings gets a number. And Step 4, keep assigning those dollars until you hit exactly zero unassigned funds.
Let's actually apply this formula to a case study with a $4,000 monthly income. Watch the math work here. We've got $4,000 coming in. Rent takes out $1,400. Groceries, minus $400. Savings, paid right up front, minus $400. Debt payment, minus $300. Gas, subscriptions, and fund money, minus $410. When we subtract all of that, we don't have leftover money. We have exactly $0 unassigned. Now, if you've only assigned $3,820, guess what? You aren't finished. You got to keep going until every single dollar has a job.
Now, why does this strict mathematical formula work so incredibly well? Let's talk about Section 4, the behavioral shift. Think about it. When you use vague categories, you inevitably end up with leftover money. And your brain naturally treats those unassigned funds as a bonus, this crazy illusion of free money. And what do humans naturally do with free money? We completely waste it. The zero-based method forces psychological honesty by totally eliminating those unassigned funds entirely. There is literally nothing left to impulsively spend because every single dollar already has a destination. Vague budgets let you lie to yourself. Specific budgets simply don't.
Just observe the real-world impact of this behavioral shift over time. By moving to intentional allocation in month 1, the results compound rapidly. In our source data, this exact socioeconomic framework led to building a real, purposeful emergency fund by month 3. And by month 6, a stubborn 2-year credit card balance was completely eradicated. 2 whole years of making minimum payments, gone, simply because the payoff plan was given a deliberate number instead of just whatever I can afford.
And here is the absolutely crucial variable to understand. $0. $0 in income increase was required to hit those massive milestones. The income barely changed at all. These results were achieved purely by changing intent. Every dollar finally had a purpose. It's a complete 180 from passive reaction to intentional control.
All right, it's time to translate all this theory into practice. Section 5, the implementation checklist. Consider this your actionable homework.
If you want to stop fighting your own spending habits, I want you to execute this precise syllabus this week. First, write down your total monthly income and be sure to use your lowest typical baseline. Second, list out all those forgotten small expenses, the coffee runs, the pet supplies, because those are what quietly drain you. Third, make your savings and debt payoff totally non-negotiable from day one. And finally, keep assigning dollars until your unassigned income equals exactly 0.
Now, a quick piece of advice from an academic perspective. The tool doesn't matter. The method does. Please do not get bogged down searching for some complicated, flashy mobile app. Honestly, a basic, simple spreadsheet is often the absolute best tool for this. Building it yourself forces you to look at the numbers intentionally, and it strips away all that automation that lets you stay passive.
I want to be perfectly clear as we wrap up this explainer. This methodology is absolutely not about restriction. You can still have a fun money category, for sure. It's simply about deciding that amount on purpose. So I'll leave you with this. Are you ready to stop fighting your own impulses and finally take control of your financial destiny? Because true wealth building begins the exact moment you give every dollar a job. So open up a blank spreadsheet and start assigning your capital tonight. Class dismissed.